Intersectionality. In meeting 2, we discussed the concept of intersectionality. Intersectionality puts to light the fact that everyone experiences oppression and discrimination differently. All people are multidimensional and can belong to multiple groups of oppressed individuals. Therefore, just because someone accepts two groups separately doesn't mean we can assume that they will accept a person who is part of both groups. As a teacher, it will affect the classroom dynamic if you are not showing acceptance to all diversity groups. If you are excluding some students, you will not be fully achieving your job of teaching all students and providing help when necessary. Students cannot learn if you are excluding them from the content and not allowing for a proper representation of who they are, because they will not feel motivated to learn content that excludes them. When someone is at a crossroads of multiple groups that they belong to, they are not one or the other. They are all. So as teachers, we must encourage social justice in our classrooms to make a safe and inclusive learning space for all students. School Accountability Report Card Tool. The second concept I want to mention is from Meeting 3, which is the School Accountability Report Card Tool. This is a tool that teachers and parents can use to learn more about the yearly statistics of a certain school. It describes the population of the student body and their test scores. It also mentions facts about the school's overall performance and the school's information. This tool is very useful to teachers when deciding what school to work at, because you get to see the good and bad of the school and decide if it is a right fit for the school environment you are looking for. In terms of learning, it can impact how you approach teaching in that school and what accommodations you need to make so the students have all they need to learn. For instance, if the school has a large percentage of English language learners, you must produce a plan for your lesson that does not exclude them and accommodates for their needs. Policy Map Tool. The last concept from Meeting 4 I want to mention is the Policy Map Tool. This is a good tool to use to find the demographics of the U.S. Census around a certain area. It has a lot of data that is organized, color-coded, and put into ranges or percentages so that it is easy to find information you need to know. For example, if you are looking for how many Hispanics live around a certain area, you can type in the place and use the tools menu to show you the percentage or range in that area. In terms of teaching, it is useful to see the surrounding area of the schools you will be teaching at, because it gives you more of an insight on your students' lives outside of school and the type of community they are a part of. In terms of learning, a policy map can determine the demographic of the identities around the school that you must teach, so it can help you be more prepared to be inclusive with your students in your lessons and materials you use. This is because you will have access to information that explains the multitude of diversity that there specifically is around the school, which includes students and their families. For intersectionality, I must take into consideration that simply not being discriminatory or oppressive isn't enough. I also must actively support social justice for everyone and actively make my class more inclusive. For school accountability reports, as a teacher, I must take into consideration that not all schools are the same and not all schools are the best choice for me. I must be aware of what requirements come with teaching at certain schools. For Policy Map, as a teacher, I must take into consideration that the community around the school is just as important as the population in the school. This is because this is where students are when they are not in class, and the environment they live in can affect how they learn and how much help they may need.